What's up, Sting?
All right, we're now ready with the SEC champion LSU Tigers. We have Coach Orgeron, also Joe Burrow, and Derek Stingley. We'll ask Coach to make an opening comment, and then we will take questions for Coach and the two players. Coach?
So proud of our football team. These guys are committed to excellence. Great leadership. 2 men on the side of them are excellent players. Great team players. This is a great team win. I'm so proud of our defense tonight. The way it came to play, I thought that overall this is our best effort of the season. But I wasn't surprised. Preparation, our guys have been phenomenal. We came here Thursday night. They had a look in their eye today that focus and a winning and determination, and they won as a football team. This is a win for our whole organization, for the state of Louisiana, and for LSU, and for everybody that played in the purple and gold. But tonight wasn't our final destination. We know that. We don't know where we're going to go. We don't know who we're going to play. Wherever they tell us to go and whoever they tell us to play, we'll be ready to go.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll take questions. Reminder, there's no video in this room, so if you could help us out with that. If you have a question, Mariana Kelly will get you a microphone. We'll start up here on the front row with Ron.
Ed, do you think your team's performance tonight clinched the #1 seed with the committee?
Yeah, I don't know that. I think that we're a darn good football team. We don't know, and I told the team it doesn't matter. It don't matter where they rank us, where they tell us to go. We got to win the next game, and that's all that matters.
Okay, we'll go down here to the right. Scott?
Scott Rappley with the Banner's Advocate. Derek, your first interception, the game was still in balance at that time, and they're threatening. Just talk about that play and how you guys were able to play overall on defense tonight.
Our play on defense, it was amazing. I mean, but this is what we've been working for since the summer. We knew that if everybody worked together, then nobody could really compete with us.
Okay, we're going to go over here to the left on the aisle.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. Joe, on that 71-yard pass to Justin, how much of that was planned? How much was improvised? Take us through that play.
It was all improvised. Justin ran a 6-yard hitch route and saw me scrambling and just took off deep. And, we got a great feel for each other. I knew exactly where he was going to be when I got out of there.
Okay, we'll go right here in the front row.
James Moran with the American Press. Jody, just the scrambles in general tonight, was that a big part of the game plan going in? And on that first touchdown, did it seem like you had never had so long to throw in your time playing quarterback?
Yeah, so they came out in a defense with kind of what Auburn played against us a little bit, and we didn't expect that out of Georgia at all. And so we kind of had to feel our way out a little bit. And, they're spying me rushing 3, and so my own line did a great job of giving me time in that 3-man rush, and our receivers found ways to get open.
Okay, we'll go back over here to the right. We have a question?
Coach, us in the media are always looking for Heisman moments. I think, 3rd and 17 at Texas is one for Burrow, but that toss to Jefferson, where does that kind of rank in your mind?
In my opinion, he's the best player in the country. In my opinion, he should win it. In my opinion, he's going to win it. But the best thing about Joe, he's a team player. And all he wants to do is win this game. Individual awards are not high on his list. That's what makes him such a great team player.
Okay, again, give your name and affiliation with the question. We'll go back over here to the right.
Shea Dixon with 24/7 Sports. Derek, what did the defense's performance against A&M and then this game kind of say about you guys as a unit?
This game kind of proved the point because a lot of people they didn't really respect us, but we came out and played and showed everybody what we was made of.
All right, we've got one right over here on the side.
Joel, just as kind of a follow-up to that, I'm Gary McKillop, AP Radio. What does this game mean to you? I mean, you've had a lot of victories before, but how important was this one?
This is a big one. LSU hadn't won since 2011, and it's such a great victory for the state and the university, and this is what we've been working for a long time.
Okay, we'll go over here on the left, second row.
Wilson Alexander with the Advocate. Ed, you come off the field and give Derek a hug. What did you want to convey to him in that moment?
So proud of him, man. I see Derek work. You go in the off season and you can go in the indoor arena on Saturday and Sunday, and him and his daddy are working every Saturday and Sunday. The guy's a tireless worker. Derek's a very humble young man. He came ready to go when we had him. His daddy did a good job of coaching him. He's one of the finest corners I've ever been around. and he's a competitor. And but again, I'll tell you, these two guys are team players. Team comes first with them.
In case anybody forgets, Derek's a true freshman. In case anybody forgets that, I forget it a lot.
All right, we'll go back down the front.
Derek, I guess I kind of have to ask you since we've never talked to you. How has this year kind of played out from your standpoint? I mean, is this what you expected to just kind of come in and be viewed as one of the best cornerbacks in the country as a freshman?
Well, for one, the only reason that I'm in this position is because of everybody else on the defense. We all work together. We make sure everybody's on the same page, and as long as that happens, then everybody looks good together. So I knew that was going to happen, and I'm just blessed to be in this spot.
Okay, we'll go back over here to the left. Ron?
Yeah, Joe, Ron Higgins, Tiger Rag. How much fun is it for you in a game like that where things don't go perfect and you have to make plays and things break down and all of a sudden you turn to like a 10-year-old game on the playground making plays? How much fun was that for you?
Yeah, they did a great job of disguising their blitzes. They had a new package for us this week that I hadn't seen on film. And so that was why I was having to make those scrambles. And I told the O-line before the game, I said, this one's going to be a lot of fun. I can just feel it. And that's exactly what it was.
Okay, we'll go down back there to Scott.
Derek, you came in with a lot of hype as the nation's top cornerback. What was it like learning to play against these kind of quarterbacks in the SEC and then going against a quarterback like Joe in practice? I imagine, how did that make you better?
Joe taught me a lot about having to go play by play, because in high school I was able to always make the play, but when I came and he was pinpoint accuracy, like there was just times where I was on the receiver, but I just couldn't do anything about it, and that just taught me a lot about the games, because it's gonna happen. And once I got over that, like play-by-play mentality, then I knew that I'd be all right.
Okay, we'll go over here on the front row on the left.
Josh Sibley with the Louisiana Gridiron Football. Joe, one of your friends, former Ohio State quarterback Troy Smith, said in a recent interview, he said you were really chomping at the bit to play Ohio State this year. Would you care to speak on that?
Look, we'll play anybody anywhere. I said in the post game, you can take us to Canada. We'll play on a gravel lot. It doesn't matter where or who we play.
All right, we'll go to the second row over here on our right. We've got a couple. Go ahead.
Hey, Joe, Andrew Doak with CBS in New Orleans. This offensive line was much maligned last year. That first drive that you guys had, it seemed like you had about 10 seconds to throw on that touchdown to Jamar Chase. First guy I saw you point to was left tackle Sadiq Charles. Could you just speak to this group and how you felt like they performed today against Georgia?
I mean, they were unreal. They've been unreal all year, and they're one of the most improved groups I've ever been around. And they took that criticism to heart from last year. And like I said, they were three-man rushing us in the first half, and I told them, hey, I'm gonna have to sit back there and find some open guys, because we're gonna have 8 people in coverage, and they gave me as much time as I wanted back there. I think they're the best group in the country.
Okay, we're going to stay in that same row next door.
Shay Dixon of 24/7 Sports. Joe, what is it, I guess, how big is it for the offense for Terrace to have a game like he had today? And then what do you tell him as a quarterback after, a drop like he had, and then you came back to him a few times later?
Yeah, I told him after that drop, I told him, look, I'm coming back to you. They're playing Jamar and Justin, and I'm going to have to come to you, and I trust him. He's going to make the plays. I think that's his only drop all year, so I trust that guy with every ball, every 50-50 ball, and that's what makes this offense so great. We have 5 guys that can hurt you, and you're going to have to pick your poison. If you want to take away Jamar and Justin, you're going to have to deal with Thad, Clyde, and Terrace.
Okay, we're going to go straight in front of me, about 3/4 of the way back.
Yeah, it's Chuck Culpepper from the Washington Post. Ed, you've coached a lot of places, time zones, whatever, a lot of different seasons. I guess they're all different, but what words do you find to describe the fall of 2019?
Very proud of our football team. In the spring, I can see them coming together. Start in first season with our spread offense and having Joe run it and having Joe Brady here, and to see the evolution of the spread offense at LSU. Fans have been wanting for a long time. And then to get the #1 player in the country sitting right here, and top recruits, and really finally gelling on defense the last couple of games. Coach ran to challenge the defense. There was a lot of pride in the defense, and I knew they were going to play their best ball. I said it. So I'm just very proud of our coaching staff. I think I have the best assistant coaches in America. You look at a guy like Tommy Moffitt, who gives it his all 24/7. Jack Marucci. We have all the support from Scott Woodward. He came in and gave us every bit of support. Anything that we needed that he can do, he did for us. It was just a good time at LSU, and everybody's pulling on the same side of the rope.
Okay, we're going to go right over here on the right.
John Zena with Associated Press. Derek, I'm wondering, it's a tough learning curve for any freshman, but in the SEC, but was there a game that kind of made you better, whether it was adversity, whether it was going against Alabama or somebody else that maybe taught you something about yourself? Or
Really, every game that was played taught me something new. Like every week throughout practice, like after watching film, I would either change up technique or change up my eyes. Like every game taught me something. There wasn't a specific game that taught me more than something else.
Okay, if we can get it right here on the aisle.
Joe, you mentioned that you saw them drop 8 into coverage at times. Had other people tried to play you that way earlier this year? And the fact that you guys were able to counter it and had answers for it, does it kind of make you think maybe you guys might be a little bit unstoppable right now on offense?
Look, every single week, you watch film all week, and it started back when we played Texas. We watch film, and we go in and we see something they haven't done all year. And it's happened time and time again every single week. I'm starting to tell my coaches, I'm like, why do I even watch film anymore? We see something new. It doesn't matter. I might as well just go out there cold turkey. But so I think we have great coaching staff, and they make the adjustments that have enabled us to be successful.
Okay, we've got another one over here on the right, on the aisle.
Okay, again, Gary McKillop's AP Radio. This is for Coach Orgeron. Joel seems like quite a mild-mannered guy. How does he become such a leader on the field? Talk to us about that.
He leads by example. I remember his first day coming here. We were running 110s. I don't know how many it was, maybe 16, and he won every one. And then the next day he did it again, and then the next day he did it again. He kept his mouth shut and worked hard, and eventually he took over this football team. And this is his team. And the reason it's his team, because he earned their respect. And I got to give it to Joe. Joe's quiet, doesn't say much. He leads by his actions. But every once in a while, he'll say something when things are not going right, and that's the mark of a true leader. But he does it on the field. He backs it up. Our whole team, everybody in the organization believes in Joe.
Okay, we'll go back up here in the front. Kelly.
Ed, what goes through your mind when you see Joe throw a ball, get it batted back to him, and takes off running with it?
Attaboy. Attaboy, Joe. Run, Joe, run.
All right, we've got another one over here on the aisle.
Yeah, Ed, just to follow up on what I asked Joe, he has not had a bad game the whole season, and just kind of seeing all the different defenses he's seen, do you think there is a way that somebody could play him that would be difficult for him, or is he just so naturally gifted at reading the game that he can adjust on the fly?
I think as we go into the playoffs, the competition is going to be stiffer, obviously, and we'll find out. I think that it's a combination of his athletic abilities, a combination of the talent that we have on offense. And again, I think there's some fantastic play calling going on. And then again, Joe makes some plays on his own. He extends plays with his feet. He has a great connection with his receivers. But those guys caught 10,000 balls on their own this summer. That play only practices. None of this stuff surprised me. These guys have a will to win.
Okay, we'll go back in the front row.
Joe, you talked earlier about you can forget that Derek's a freshman. I'm wondering, sometimes when you get a top-rated recruit like that, they come in with attitude. They think they're just going to do what they did in high school. But obviously he didn't take that approach since he started all season. What did you see from him when he first came in that kind of told you he's going to be good?
Derek's as humble of a guy as I've seen. Like you said, #1 recruits, top 10 recruits, you don't see that. And you see time and time again they come in and they're all cocky and loud, and Derek didn't say a word for 3 months. And, in practice I would go out of my way to throw Derek's way to see if he was, as good as everyone said he was. And I can tell you, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay, we'll go in the second row.
Andrew Doak with CBS in New Orleans. Look, both your highest ranked wins at the time this year were essentially road environments, and I don't mean that to knock the LSU fans today, but you're in Georgia's backyard.
Yeah.
Just winning those 2 games on the road, essentially, what do you feel like that shows you about the makeup of your team to win in that environment?
We battle tested. We block out the noise. These guys are focused. I think they feed off the energy in the stadium, whether it's LSU Tiger Stadium or someone else. We feed off the energy. We enjoy going into someone else's stadium. We enjoy the challenge. I think I enjoy it. I think the players enjoy it. We feed off of it. We don't talk about it much, but I think that we enjoy the challenge.
Okay, we'll go back down to Scott here in the front.
Ed, you said many times it's not about you, but you have to take some satisfaction in delivering a championship to a state that you know so well, where you're from. You know what football means in Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm just happy for the people. I know what it means to them, and see all the fans cheering, and see all the Georgia fans not there. We own this stadium today. It was a good feeling. I'm just happy for our players, and I'm happy for the state of Louisiana, and happy for LSU. This is what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I'm supposed to recruit great players and win big-time games.
Okay, we have time for one more if we've got another question. All right, we'll go finish over here on the right.
Hey, Michael Barron, Calhoun Times. This question is honestly for any of you guys, but I'm wondering, over the course of the season, how would you assess how your team has grown and come together? It's never easy to win a conference, and it's never easy to get to the playoff, but you guys have done both of those undefeated. How would you say you've grown from day one to now?
You got it, Joe.
You know, I think it really started last year. We had a lot of people coming back. We lost 3 starters, I think. And, you know, we were young on offense last year. And I think towards the end of the year, you saw us kind of starting to gel. And, you know, when I first got here, I felt like it was kind of, you had the offense and you had the defense. And now you have LSU. And that really started middle of last year. We started really gelling as a team. And this is as close as I've ever been to anybody.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
Go
Congratulations.
Tigers. Good job, boss.